There are several games that can go unnoticed by many players. Some games did not receive proper publicity or were not effectively promoted, resulting in a general lack of knowledge about them. Moreover, some games may have received negative reviews from the media due to specific circumstances at the time of their release, which affected their popularity. However, many of these games deserve a second chance as they can offer unique and innovative experiences. Therefore, in today's video, I bring you the 20 incredible games that you may have missed and deserve a second chance. A Plague Tale: Innocence is an action and adventure game set in 14th century France, during the Inquisition and the Black Plague, and follows the story of Amicia and her younger brother, Hugo, as they tried to survive in a chaotic world. The game was released by a relatively unknown studio, which may have affected the visibility and marketing of the game. However, the game gained recognition and loyal followers. Through positive player reviews, the game began to receive more attention and became a cult hit. Alan Wake is a psychological action and suspense game. The game follows the story of Alan Wake, a famous thriller writer suffering from writer's block. He decides to take a vacation with his wife, Alice, in the quiet town of Bright Falls, Washington. The release close to other major titles, which hindered the visibility of the game. In addition, the game was initially exclusive to Xbox 360, which limited its reach. Over the years, Alan Wake gained recognition and became a cult game. Its intriguing plot, unique atmosphere, and references to works by Stephen King and other masters of suspense have won over many players.
You did it. Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still...
Celeste is a challenging indie 2D platform game. The story follows Madeline, a young girl who embarks on a journey to climb Celeste Mountain. As an indie game, Celeste had less visibility than games from larger studios with bigger marketing budgets. The game's story is a notable example of how indie games can gain popularity over time as people discover their qualities and share their experience with other players. Cuphead is a platform and action game. The game is notable for its aesthetic inspired by 1930s cartoons, with hand-drawn graphics and a jazz soundtrack. Cuphead is known for its difficulty, being considered a hard game. Players face intense challenges and need quick reflexes to overcome the game's bosses and levels. This difficulty may have deterred some more casual players who were accustomed to more accessible experiences. Disco Elysium is an RPG game set in the fictional city of Revachol, where you take on the role of a tormented detective who wakes up with amnesia and embarks on an investigation to solve a murder. The game did not receive due attention upon its release, due to being an independent game from a relatively unknown developer, as well as a lack of proper publicity and marketing. In addition, its initial release was exclusive to PC, which limited its reach, as many players were playing on consoles.
With full voice acting for every single one of the city's beautiful people.
Yes. I'm going to unplug the microphone, okay?
And leave a bigger mark behind you in new quests.
You're big boys, you can handle it.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is an action and adventure game. It tells the story of Senua, a Celtic warrior who embarks on a dangerous and emotional journey through a dark world haunted by psychosis. Despite its quality and the innovations it brought to the genre, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice did not initially receive due attention upon its release. This is due in part to the fact that the game was released as a low-budget independent project, without the support of major publishers. In addition, the game's unique and challenging approach to narrative, and the theme of mental health may have deterred some more casual players. Hollow Knight is an action and adventure game. The game was released as a low-cost title, which may have led many people to ignore or underestimate it. Moreover, the indie game market is extremely competitive, with a massive number of titles being released regularly. This can make it difficult for a game to stand out and gain visibility, especially without a large marketing campaign or the support of a powerful publisher. Mad Max is a third-person action and adventure game. The game is based on the famous post-apocalyptic Mad Max film franchise. The story takes place in a vast desert called the Wasteland, where Max must fight for survival in a brutal and chaotic world. The game was released around the same time as Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, one of the most anticipated games of the time, which may have overshadowed the release of Mad Max.
Everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Max Payne 3 is a third-person shooter developed by Rockstar Games. The game continues the story of the protagonist, Max Payne, a former police officer haunted by personal tragedies, addictions, and the pursuit of justice. The Max Payne series is known for its unique and dark approach, which may not have attracted as wide an audience as other more traditional shooter games. While many shooter games of the time heavily focused on competitive multiplayer modes, Max Payne 3 primarily focused on its single-player campaign, which may have diminished its appeal for some players. Mirror's Edge is a first-person action and parkour game developed by DICE. The game stands out for its unique gameplay, combining parkour and platforming elements in a futuristic and minimalist environment. Players take on the role of Faith, a skilled runner who swiftly moves across the city's rooftops, jumping, sliding, and climbing obstacles to deliver clandestine messages and evade authorities. The game requires timing and precision from the player to efficiently execute parkour moves. This may have been a hurdle for some players, causing the game to not receive the attention it deserved upon release. Nier Automata is an action RPG set in a distant future where humanity is on the brink of extinction and alien machines have invaded Earth. The game's story is known for its emotional depth and complex philosophical themes, exploring questions about the nature of consciousness, identity, and existence. Although Nier Automata was widely acclaimed by critics and developed a loyal fan base, it initially did not receive the attention it deserved at the time of its release. This is partly due to the lack of proper promotion and marketing by Square Enix. Nioh is an action RPG game set in feudal Japan during the Sengoku period and follows the story of William Adams, an English sailor who becomes a samurai while battling demons and other supernatural beings. Nioh has often been compared to other Souls-like games, such as the Dark Souls series, which may have led some people to overlook the game, or consider it merely a copy. However, its challenging gameplay and its setting in feudal Japan distinguish it as a unique experience in the action RPG genre. Resident Evil 3 Remake is a survival horror game developed and published by Capcom. The game is set in the fictional city of Raccoon City during the outbreak of the T-virus, which turns humans into flesh-eating zombies. There were some criticisms regarding the relatively short playtime compared to the original game, and the lack of additional content compared to the previous Resident Evil 2 Remake. While some criticisms are valid, Resident Evil 3 Remake features impressive graphics even by today's standards, enhanced gameplay, and a tense atmosphere. Sleeping Dogs is an action-adventure video game set in Hong Kong and follows the story of Wei Xin, an undercover police officer who infiltrates a criminal organization known as the Sun On Yi. The game was released during a period when other popular titles, such as Assassin's Creed 3 and Borderlands 2, were also being released. This caused Sleeping Dogs to be somewhat overshadowed by the competition. However, the game features exciting action gameplay, fluid combat, a realistic martial arts system, and a detailed open world of Hong Kong. Spec Ops: The Line is a third-person shooter set in a devastated Dubai, which has been hit by a series of catastrophic sandstorms. Players take on the role of Captain Martin Walker, who leads an elite military team on a rescue mission to find a missing U.S. Army officer, Colonel John Conrad. Spec Ops: The Line was marketed as a generic military shooter, which may have deterred players seeking more familiar and predictable experiences. However, as people began playing and delving into the story, many were surprised by the quality and complexity of the narrative.
I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
The Evil Within 2 is a psychological horror game and a direct sequel to The Evil Within, continuing the story of Detective Sebastian Castellanos as he searches for his missing daughter in a twisted and terrifying reality. The release period of The Evil Within 2 was marked by other standout games such as Assassin's Creed Origins, Middle-earth, Shadow of War, and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. The competition with these titles may have diminished the game's visibility. Nevertheless, the game remains a high-quality horror experience for fans of the genre and a worthy addition to the series.
Hello? Sebastian, are you there?
Lily?
The Last Guardian is an adventure and puzzle-solving game centered around a boy who forms a bond with a giant creature named Trico. The game competed with a number of other standout titles that were also released around the same time. Among these games were Final Fantasy XV and Call of Duty: Infinite Warfare, which received extensive media coverage and garnered much attention. This made it difficult for The Last Guardian to stand out and receive the attention it deserved. The game is still cherished for its emotional story, impressive art direction, and the captivating relationship between the boy and Trico. The Order 1886 is a third-person action and shooter game developed by Ready at Dawn in collaboration with Santa Monica Studio. The game is set in an alternate version of the Victorian era, where players take on the role of Sir Galahad, a member of a knightly order called the Order. The game received significant criticism for its relatively short main campaign, which can be completed in about 6 to 8 hours. This led many players and critics to consider the game as having little content for its launch price. However, the game features incredible graphics that still hold up today, with a dark and visceral atmosphere.
But I fear that the very weapons I have created may one day be our downfall.
Titanfall 2 is a futuristic first-person shooter game. The game was released between the popular Battlefield 1 and the highly anticipated Call of Duty: Infinite Warfare, two standout titles in the first-person shooter gaming industry. These close releases ended up directly competing with Titanfall 2 and drew much of the audience and media coverage. Despite this, the game features an exciting single-player campaign with a captivating story and well-developed characters. The gameplay of Titanfall 2 was considered one of the best in its category, with its fluid movement system, frenetic combat, and the inclusion of Titans, giant robots controlled by players.
I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get on safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face.
What Remains of Edith Finch is a narrative exploration and adventure game. The game tells the story of the Finch family, a cursed lineage living in a strange house full of secrets. The player takes on the role of Edith Finch, the last surviving member of the family, as she explores the mansion to uncover the truth behind the deaths of her relatives. The game was developed by an independent company, Giant Sparrow, and did not have the same marketing budget that big studio games typically have. Additionally, the more contemplative, narrative-focused gameplay style may not have appealed to a broader audience, who often seek games with an emphasis on action and more frenetic gameplay.
It's true or not. But I know it's something nobody's heard before. This one is mine.
Did you miss out on any of these incredible games? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications. This way you help me bring more content like this. I left a video in the card, I'm sure you'll like it. I'm going to leave now, take care and see you next time.